Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Turner Podcasting System right here on indiequebec.com. It's the Prez once again with my co-host, the WCW expert himself, Stinger. How you doing, Stinger?
Beautiful, man. It's very hot today. Also, the playoffs, sports in general, 2022 summer is insane. We have
Yeah,
Celtics versus Golden State. You have Tampa Bay, who just beat New York yesterday, Rangers in hockey. Hell
taking
in a
on the
Cell.
Avalanche.
Yes, Avalanche was going to win for sure. I hope. I hate Tampa. We had a good pay-per-view for AEW not too long ago. Hell in a Cell as well. Cody Rhodes destroyed, injured. So there's a lot of things going on. CM Punk dropping the title. MJF going crazy on Tony Khan was, I think, is a work shoot, right? If I'm
A
correct.
bit, yeah, because now MJF they've removed his name from the website and everything. He actually said "fuck" on TBS, which
Yeah, and then he
not
called.
supposed to do that.
No, TBS, like you're on cable, okay? We're not talking stream on YouTube or some shit, you know? It's just, that's pretty bad. So a lot of things are going on right now. We're obviously
Yeah, lots
back
of
in
good stuff to be watching. Yeah,
night,
sports wise.
night,
But yeah, we're continuing on with our 98 WCW here.
Nitro.
So today, yeah, we're gonna review the 420 episode of 98, 420 98, Colorado
420.
Springs. So the pay-per-view, this is coming off right after Spring Stampede, which was from Denver. So this is from Colorado Springs, which must be not too far from Denver, I assume. It's in the same state. And yeah, so we're still in the state of Colorado here. So we get Hogan, Bischoff, and the Disciple to start off the show. Fuck the Disciple.
For real. Who?
Like,
The Who. So they come out. We just came out from the pay-per-view. Hogan Classic calls Savage the scum of the in the river of hell, and then he calls Big
yeah,
Sexy his girlfriend. They love calling each other. Like '98, it was funny. They're like, girlfriend, you're dating him. Super 1998, bro. Back and forth. Obviously, now we know that Nash is not buddies or Savage indeed with Hogan, and Hogan has his whatever his
his
name is.
whack
What?
crew
Yeah,
with Disciple and
like
Bischoff.
such a B grade NWO version. Like this is now you can start. You can see that the NWO is about to die out.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're splitting. Like Hogan in this promo basically says like they're split. And so basically we are who we know who's on each side so far. We know Bischoff, Disciple, Hogan on one side. We know Nash and Savage on another side. What's cool is that throughout the episode, they tease like that we're gonna see like guys picking sides,
Yeah,
in the NWO.
yeah. There's an internal war. They've clearly in this episode as well have been saying, like just gonna divide them two, and we know
Yeah.
what's coming soon. It's almost summer as well, so I think in summerish of
Wolfpack, the
'98,
Wolfpack.
the Wolfpack for life are gonna be there. So this is the start. Nonetheless, this card was solid as fuck.
Oh
This
yeah.
Nitro was very solid, probably better than all the other Nitros before. This had a great card, memorable events as well, memorable moments. I mean, rather in the card. Um, so we had our solid lineup of Larry Zabisco, Tony S, and Mike Tenay. If you realize, Larry always gets a standing applause. Like he's the living legend himself,
Yeah,
and he's
like he
awesome,
has
bro. Larry's
his old
his
school
following.
fans. The guy's
Yeah,
built
dude.
up like a
From his,
reputation over the years.
absolutely, like my father, your father's age, for
That's it.
sure.
People like that's Larry. Oh, that's Larry Zabisco. The guy just like gets up and starts clapping. Like, let's
It's
give that man a
funny
hand.
to say, my dad himself knows who Larry Zabisco is.
He
So
remembered him
yeah,
from when he was
absolutely,
watching wrestling.
100%. So my dad, like, just to show you that boomer generation loves Larry, and you had a lot of
Yeah,
boomers in that crowd, and you were in Denver too. So it was pretty hot. It was a hot crowd, to be honest. Colorado, Denver, they always have amazing crowds. It's a sports
any
state,
old
bro.
school wrestling fan pretty much likes they like the wrestlers that were there before Hogan. Anyone before Hogan, they're like, oh yeah, I remember him. He was good. A lot of the old school wrestling fans, like my dad, I think pretty much when Hulk Hogan came into wrestling, that he stopped watching wrestling as much. He was more in like the lutte internationale, like the local territory, old school wrestling,
Mais
like that.
ça, c'était le vrai wrestling, là, back in the day.
Exactly, exactly. That's what those people say. That was the real wrestling.
C'était local, t'allais là, tu payais 12 piastres, tu regardais ton match, t'étais content, bro. La bière coûtait 3 piastres, c'est même pas 2 dollars,
Exactly.
bro. It cost fucking 12 bucks.
The Montreal wrestling territory was very strong. There was because okay, when we grew up as kids, WWF superstars played at noon on CFCF 12.
Yes.
But apparently, like that only started in the 80s, in like the mid to late 80s. Because before that, Saturday at noon, it would be like international, like Lutte Internationale was on CFCF 12, which is a CTV affiliate, at noon. That was like your local wrestling. And then people would watch it, and then they would be like, during the show, there would be an advertisement like, tonight at the Montreal Forum, it's going to be like Andre the Giant against Sergeant Slaughter or something like that.
And don't forget, in that era, everyone had a TV. It was the cable was the big thing.
Exactly, so it was all about TV. People
you couldn't miss it. You couldn't miss this. Like, don't forget, we didn't have internet. They had flyers probably, and
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Like, and imagine it amassed such a big viewing base, bro. Before
but just being
marketing
on TV, you're big. You're big.
It's huge,
like,
bro.
It's TV.
That's it. Even flyers, funny to say now. Now no one looks at a flyer. They're like, oh, barbershop, okay. But you see flyers, yeah. So it's impressive. Also, Montreal is known as a wrestling.
Yeah,
city.
Exactly. Rich,
From the 80s,
rich history.
Big time, bro.
So yeah, man. It's the old school. That was the old school era. This is pretty great episode. We get Macho afterwards, after the Hogan promo. We get Macho. Does a promo. Nash comes out. So it's like really the lines in the stand are drawn for sure.
Big time.
And then we get a Raven promo, which is the first of a couple before their match. Him and Goldberg are going to be fighting for the US title later on in this episode. Pretty memorable match. Raven, yeah, he's like sitting in a toilet in like a bathroom, and he's just like talking shit about Goldberg.
He's very grungy, like just very,
even
was super grungy, bro. He was
just sitting on the floor in a bathroom. That's pretty nasty. I hope they passed the mop before.
Yeah, for real. No, I think, bro, back then it was life was just a bit cleaner in general. I'm not saying nothing existed, but I wouldn't sit in a bathroom stall today and shoot a promo. Just breathing in whatever the fuck is there is probably dangerous. But classic grungy Raven. Solid card ahead, definitely, guys. One of the up till now, amazing, so and great matches.
Starts off with these promos and stuff, but yeah, the show gets hot. And one thing I think too is that while I was watching it, it went by pretty fast. I didn't check how much time it was, but I think this was a 2-hour episode compared to the 3, because it didn't feel as long. There's not as many matches.
No, but there was less matches, but solid ass.
Yeah, matches. Exactly. There was less filler. Quality. It felt like everything was like good stuff. So yeah, we start out with match number 1. Conan, accompanied to the ring by Virgil. Vincent. Yeah, Vincent, also known as Mike Jones. That's his real name.
Absolutely, Mike Jones versus Chris Adams, who is moderately at the time was a jobber a bit, for WCW, like a high quality jobber, we'll just say, well paid.
He was a guy who in the 80s made his name in Texas in world-class championship wrestling, owned by the Von Erichs. Then eventually got signed to WCW. And he stayed as kind of a lower card guy. He wrestled a lot on like the Saturday nights, worldwide shows like that. But his one big claim to fame is that he trained Stone Cold. So
Interesting. Yeah, okay, so that's Chris Adams that trained Steve
yeah,
Austin.
exactly. Like this guy trained Stone Cold. And then Stone Cold legit stole his wife. So
I mean,
like
it's the
they
Texas
don't like each
rattlesnake.
other. Like Stone Cold wasn't gonna get this guy a job
Yeah,
to
yeah.
WWF, even though he
But
trained him. So maybe that's why, it's WCW. Oh, maybe
got
they,
personal. Yeah, and Austin was kind of a pioneer in WCW. Like he made his
yeah,
initially
yeah,
his
yeah.
big boom
Austin,
ECW and WCW. So
exactly.
interesting.
So yeah, Chris Adams, British wrestler, technician, innovative. His move is the super. It's really weird. He doesn't do it in this match because he loses. Conan wins. His move is like, imagine a guy jumping off the top rope and doing a super kick, but like trying to land. It looks cool when he hits the guy, but then like when he lands, it looks weird.
Yeah, not only that, bro, you're prone to injuring yourself
Breaking
doing
your
that.
knee. Yeah, exactly. Like it looks
Um,
awkward and you could hurt yourself for
so
sure.
Conan gets the DDT and applies his famous tequila sunrise to get
Yeah.
him to tap out quickly enough. I'd say maybe in 3 minutes. So that kicks it off. Pretty good match. I mean, just
Yeah.
a little opener.
Conan, great character. Popular here, he
Fans
looks
starting
cool.
really to love him because they know he's behind Nash, and then so what happens here is they cut to a Nitro
Oh yeah, the
party
Nitro
from.
dude, this Nitro party looks insane.
It did
It's
look
at a
great. It looked,
college and they do it in the whole college football stadium.
yeah, dude. It
It
really
looks
American,
totally insane.
like American Pie. Never even did
Yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly.
So
Like
that style of
doing it
party.
big, doing it a big American college
But don't
style.
forget, '98 was huge with the big party movies, like Can't Hardly
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Remember a bunch of movies came
Yeah,
out in '98.
Seth
So
Green and Can't
Seth Green,
Hardly Wait. Yeah,
yes, sir. So it was big, man. The '98 era was huge for parties. So I'm not surprised. Fuck,
House
um,
Party.
insane, bro. Classic.
Yeah, Kid and Play.
Kid and Play, bro. Who, by the way, has a bunch of interviews on Vlad TV. If you watched him,
Oh shit, I might
yeah,
have
he's
to
pretty
check that
heavy.
out.
Yeah, he's pretty cool though. He's pretty chill, but he knew some heavy people back then. So, man, good stuff. Um, so now we jump to Barbarian, which I was surprised. I was delighted to see. I love the
Yeah,
Barbarian, bro.
we haven't
Faces of
seen
Fear,
much of
man.
him in this era. At
We
this
saw him in
point, I think
'97, '96 a lot. Like he was.
Faces of Fear. I think at this
Yeah.
point, Faces of Fear were no longer a team.
No, they were done. No more tag team.
So Barbarian, yeah, here he's with Jimmy Hart
Against your
taking
boy Wayne
on
Bloom.
Wayne Bloom. So it felt like a very
Big,
like early 1991, 1992 WWF match.
big time.
During this match, my roommate came into the ring and he saw Jimmy Hart. He's like, "Who's that guy?" Oh, I explained he's the manager, and he's like, any wrestler who would choose to like have their career managed by a guy with a mullet is not very credible.
Yeah, well, look, I understand what he says, but that absolutely does not apply to the mouth of the South because it's
Yeah,
Jimmy
he's an
Hart.
exception.
By the way, you should have told also your coloc, with all due respect, that Jimmy Hart made and created most of the themes
Yeah, of
that you see in
WWE, WCW.
WCW as well, and even
Um,
lyric and voiced them,
he was even Hulk Hogan's manager. I
dude,
mean,
for years, and he used
when
to
Hulk
probably.
Hogan absolutely did not need a manager, especially as a babyface. It's just absurd.
He'd probably just send them to go get cocaine and shit, I'd be like, go
Yeah,
buy me beer,
exactly.
brother.
He's
I'll give you 100K, brother.
the drug runner. So Barbarian picks up the win.
Quickly with a kick of fear.
Yeah, pretty devastating. Barbarian, always devastating offense. Wayne Bloom is cool. Like we've seen him on a couple episodes here. I find he's a funny character.
He is. He's a
like a
big
big
guy,
jobber, but that's
big jobber.
okay.
That's credible, Like, you're not
Like, I
credible when you beat
remember
a little
seeing him on
jobber.
WWF, but he had a mullet.
Yeah, mullet guy.
Now he
Imagine you're
cut his
known as
mullet.
having a mullet, and they're like, "Where's your mullet? You need it back." But he did have a classic fucking mullet, like I would say Longueuil style for sure. Saint-Hubert,
exactly.
Jean Saint-Hubert, gros style. So we jump back to Raven sitting down again.
Yeah, back in the bathroom.
The stall. So Raven was always like that. He was always in funky places, just cutting promos, bro. And That's what really made that character work.
So
It's
he's
got
pretty much
Levi.
telling Goldberg, "You're not gonna." He's like just talking shit to Goldberg, which is
To
funny.
decimate him.
Then we get a Jericho promo about his. He's like gloating about his win.
Brings this picture of Dean Malenko, bro.
Yeah, yeah, he has like a portrait of Dean Malenko. He's wearing Prince Iaukei's like, guess island skirt wrap thingy that
He's
guys
from
wear.
Hawaii, bro. He's from the islands,
Yeah,
eating coconuts and defeating people by doing flying maneuvers.
that's it. So Jericho, yeah, a hilarious little promo. Then he takes on Hoovy, which is an awesome match. I don't know if you noticed, for some reason there's a fan in the front row, exactly in the middle during this match. Maybe he hates Jericho. He turns his chair around the whole match and he's looking like the opposite way.
So he's not looking at him. Dude, I did. I thought maybe the guy was uncomfortable, but I did not notice that it was because of Jericho, because you could
I don't
clearly
know. It
see.
could have not been, but I mean,
I also thought it was going to be a like my jump, but it was awkward actually to see because everyone's sitting in a row and then this guy's sitting on the side.
yeah,
You're
he's
just
sitting
like,
backwards.
okay.
Yeah, it stands out seeing a guy like with his back to the guardrail for sure. Then later on, we get Jericho. He ends up winning the match. A good lion tamer, of course. It's an
It was a
awesome
great match.
match
Honestly, it was
for the title.
amazing technical for
Hoovy,
sure.
Hoovy doesn't tap out. He actually passes out in the lion tamer. So he keeps his never give up, never say die
Right.
character.
Gets him fairly quickly though, under 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's a quick match. But yeah, at this point, I think Hoovy, he was gonna be like kind of a jobber, but I don't think they saw much in him. But every time he had a match, he was awesome. So eventually they pushed him more.
Yeah.
But at this point,
Definitely.
they're not really using him more than like any other cruiserweight, really.
The thing is, they had too many good cruiserweights. Like, bro, just a couple of matches away, you have an amazing with Ultimo and La Parca, which is a great match, by
Yeah,
the way. One of my
exactly.
favorites. It's literally on the card. So yeah, he dispatches him quickly. Now we jump to Raven's rules for WCW US Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
Raven was defending
And
the
Michael
belt.
Buffer comes out.
Yes, so that's huge. So it's a big match again, and this is what I like about Nitro. The big match was in the middle, right?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
we're not saying main event.
This whole first part was like a build up. Now we have a big match, and then it's gonna like calm down a bit and then build back.
I mean, that's what they have to do with a 3 hour because they can't get you
keep people's
rushing.
attention.
Yeah, they're gonna go until it balances out. Amazing. So Bill Goldberg's at 74-0.
Yeah.
Don't forget, he still has his large streak, and it was just massive at the time. One of the best, really. Like the match itself.
This was a well thought out match. I'm pretty sure this was Raven, because Raven
was
considered
brilliant.
a genius.
Yes, he is brilliant. He is a
wrestling.
brilliant guy. A lot of wrestlers say he's one of the most like brilliant guys they've met. Very smart. So
It didn't make Raven look weak losing here to Goldberg. He still got a lot of offense in. The flock interferes a lot. Goldberg kicks the shit out of them.
Yeah, he just
easily
decimates
even jackhammers Reese, who's huge.
Yeah.
Horace hits him over the head with the stop sign, and he just like doesn't move.
Shakes it off. No sells for it.
He no sells it, exactly.
No sells it. Also, Raven, yeah, like the thing is, he became even bigger when he lost the title to Goldberg.
Yeah,
he won the title.
Match.
So definitely his career was set there, even though he didn't do much later. One of the most classic, and the match itself was amazing, back and forth.
Definitely a really great in-ring match. This the whole psychology of it was really good. One of the best US title matches on a Nitro. One of the better Nitro matches maybe ever. One of the better Goldberg matches too, for sure. The ending is awesome. Like, Goldberg destroys all the flock, so Raven has nowhere to run. So he tries to run through the crowd, and then I guess they're like paid fake fans, but that it looks really cool. They just grab Raven and throw him back over the guardrail, and then Goldberg grabs him and kills him, basically. And we get a new US champion, Bill Goldberg.
Walks out with the US title. Also, don't forget Nitro '98 Atlanta. Goldberg wins another title on Nitro. That's a little later
Yeah, he
on.
wins like pretty much all his belts on Nitro.
They
Goldberg
always
was
went
like a
out.
Nitro wrestler.
Yeah, that's it. So they were all out always with him. Back to the Nitro girls. Right after we have an amazing. This is probably one of my. This is my maybe my favorite on the card. Ultimo Dragon, seasoned veteran
In his
versus
gold
La
and
Parka.
black suit, which is always
Yes,
cool.
I love this suit. And La Parka, he matched with him because black and white. Definitely.
Yeah, two of the best. And like Ultimo Dragon is a very like babyface cruiserweight. La Parka, very heel cruiserweight. Yeah, they had a great match. Chavo and Eddie end up coming out. And this is where we see Chavo actually embracing Eddie's advice. And he helps La Parka by tripping Ultimo Dragon from the top rope, getting revenge from their match from Spring Stampede the night before.
And
So
all the
it's
other
cool.
previous
Yeah,
matches,
exactly. Like
it's
they'd
just
been kind
dominated
of
him.
feuding.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, I don't remember. This is one thing I can't recall, but I think the LWO is going to end up happening kind of soon too.
Very soon, around NWO, like just around Wolfpack, like they
Yeah,
were because I
exactly.
remember two logos were popular at that time: the LWO Mexican, the flag.
Some fans, a lot of
logo.
fans were wearing those, eh?
Dude, this was huge. Don't forget, man. A lot of the shows were in the South. There's definitely a lot of Latin
Latinos.
folks,
And there was
Latino
a lot of
folks.
the cruiserweight fans, like, and they never got any merch. So this was finally something like, yo, I love these fucking guys.
Yeah, man. Like this was the NWO of their peeps, man. Like all their amazing wrestlers and for sure. So yes, this was a logo I saw a lot, man. That in the red and black and the white and black and LWO, man, was huge in '98.
Yeah.
Even
so we're gonna see
people
maybe the LWO probably
quickly.
debuting soon. It seems like it's going towards that a bit.
Yeah, exactly. So, and also we shoot back to a minor little clip of Nash powerbombing Sting at Stampede.
Yeah, at the pay-per-view. Yeah,
At
we're
the
getting
pay-per-view.
recaps of the pay-per-view. That was a big thing.
Showing
Well,
Randy
like a lot of
Savage.
people, in those days you didn't have the internet, so if they didn't see the pay-per-view, this might have been like the first time that they're hearing news about what happened the night before,
That's it.
So yeah, that was always cool. If you saw the pay-per-view though, you're like, it's a waste of time, but
Yeah. It's for the people who didn't have the $29.99 to
Which,
buy it.
at the time I didn't always. I mean,
No,
especially
bro,
WCW pay-per-views. Fuck. never.
$29.99 back in the day, bro, was like $49.99 now. $59.99.
For sure.
Big
And we
time.
were fucking children.
We're like, oh my
So
God,
we weren't gonna be paying it.
Bro, I had to mow a lot of lawns to get a
There you
pay-per-view.
go.
For sure, bro. Do some gutter off the roof.
Yeah, do some chores. Gotta
Bro, no,
make some
I was
money.
like 11. I was climbing the roof, bro. No hardness, nothing. In the 90s, they're like, go. You're like, okay.
Yeah,
They're just like,
that
climb
is
it up.
how
We
it
were
was,
tough.
man.
Okay, if we fell off, we broke our arm, tant pis, c'est la vie.
And that's how you pass your Saturday afternoon.
Exactement, bro. Like Bart staring at people swimming in the pool and shit. Classic episode.
Yeah, it is.
So we jump to actually a very entertaining match. Chris Benoit versus
two amazing wrestlers.
Dude, amazing technical, bro, mean, fierce.
Benoit versus Kurt Hennig.
And Rick Rude.
With
man,
Rick
rest
Rude.
in peace. Rest in peace. I love that Rick Rude. Just that, big bodybuilding corporate guy.
He would come out. Yeah, he comes out, does commentary. He's funny.
Legend, man. Like very sad. ICUS, bro. It's Rick Rude.
Yeah. So Benoit Hennig. I mean, two of the best. If people are looking at like technically who's like the best of the of the last eras, it's like these two for sure. You're gonna put them up there. Two guys that people consider underrated. Also, but Henning's knee is like destroyed. He's wearing a heavy brace, like bigger than a Stone Cold Austin, bigger than Stone Cold's like brace that he wore. This thing was like it looks almost like a cast.
It was, man. Absolutely.
He comes out, still has a match. It affects the match severely,
But he's still a warrior.
So that it's not like it's not the best match. It's not the match you would expect from these two in that way. When you hear that, oh, it's these two, like it is a great match, but it's not these two at their 100%. You know?
No, these two at their 102% would have been a 12, 13-minute match.
Yeah, there you go. Like
yeah, not a 5-4. You know,
you know?
two like a real Booker T versus Chris Benoit match. I'd say
There
like
you go.
One-on-one, no time limit. So that you definitely. Funny to say, Benoit gets the best of him.
Well, he ends up winning by DQ basically
Right, because Root comes in, they start double teaming him. Booker T surprisingly comes out to try to save Benoit, and Benoit kind of refuses. You know, he's just like, you know.
And then they're walking up the ramp, and then they start
fighting all the way up in the tunnel. So we're just like, damn, you know, like what's going on with these two? These two are going to become best friends.
But they're still like rivals.
Exactly. So again, we get a recap from Spring Stampede, show us Hollywood Hogan. But by then, bro, I'm starting to get annoyed with Hollywood Hogan. To be honest, like it's Hogan, bro. You can't.
With the Disciple, especially though, it's like, oh, guy. Bischoff too. But they're getting heat. I mean, like he's a good heel in that way, but it's like, yeah, it's not the best. It's but it's Hogan. I mean, it's Hogan. What can we do?
Bro, like you know, but it's getting
he was still selling tickets.
It's getting repetitive now. Now they're in danger zone because WWE at that time was fucking really rocking it, dude. Yeah, it's rocking it, man. The summers, especially the summer pay-per-views, are amazing. That's what really launched them into 1999 after, bro.
Yeah.
And their most solid year, 1999. Yeah, dude. And I think 99 and WWE was the attitude at its best.
Oh yeah.
99, all the events. So
it was. That's their peak ratings, peak money. Really, like was crazy. 99.
We get Piper after, so we get some still shots.
He's out in the ring, and his promos here, they remind me of like Saturday Night Live opening sketch when he comes out.
He's like, live from New York.
Yeah, exactly.
Saturday
he always
night.
Mentions the name of the city, and
that's because
he's really babyface, you know.
That's because Piper, bro, is probably one of the best doing on the mic.
Of course,
you can tell he was. You can tell that he inventait tout as he was go, but it sounded so natural.
And he knew how to get the reaction. He knew what to say,
bro. And he would shout and put emphasis on certain words with his craziness, bro. It's he's just a legend.
Yeah, Piper, amazing on the mic for sure. He's well used here. I mean, he's not going to be wrestling in this episode, so we don't need to see him wrestle every week. But he's also still the authority figure. So he makes the main event is going to be Hogan versus Macho for the world title in a no DQ match. And no one's allowed at ringside, and there's a winner guaranteed. So WWF, yeah, they're going hot. Right now, they're building up Austin versus McMahon, which is like their biggest feud of all time. But WCW, at this point, they're still winning the ratings technically. It's getting closer, but they're still winning the ratings.
Well, bro.
And here.
Yeah.
I mean, Hogan versus Macho. That's like a pay-per-view main event.
It's like the Roddy Piper last time versus Hogan. When you're turning on the TV and you see Macho Man, Hulk Hogan, the Mega Powers for the belt on Nitro, on like you're eating your chocolate bar or your popcorn at home.
You're like, I'm watching this. Fuck off.
Obviously, The Rock and Stone Cold, Kane, Taker, all that was amazing, but not like business-wise, not as efficient.
Hogan
for the big
and
bucks.
Savage were so much more established, you know.
Yeah, bro. So definitely, man, they were smart to do that, but again, they wasted a lot of diesel, as we'd say, quickly.
No, that's it exactly.
And they ended up with no more fuel after.
It got, even if it was good, it got repetitive in a way, you know. So yeah, but great though. Piper builds that up. So the main event will be good. We'll talk a bit more about the main event when we get there. Next match, we got Van Hammer against Saturn. We've already seen these guys fight. It's another flock versus flock, basically. But I think at this point, Saturn has basically like left the flock. He's like, fuck
Yeah,
this
he's
loss.
gone crazy, bro. He's assaulted the Hammer because he's been not happy with Hammer and his performances and his little mistakes in the previous episode. So he's going apeshit, and I think they did push Saturn a lot. They wanted a menacing. Saturn was kind of like the Taz of WCW.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you understand
Like
what
the
I mean. Like
badass.
the badass came in all tattooed, bro, beefed. So I feel
Saturn was legit in WCW for sure. He was good.
yeah.
He was well
Hammer too,
pushed
man.
at some
Hammer too.
point
We
too.
laugh at him. We're like, this guy's such a surfer, jobber, like he well liked and everything. But no, man, Hammer was WCW at his
Long
best, man.
WCW career.
Yeah, so
I think he
you
was
can't.
there from like 1990 even
Yeah,
maybe
he
till
was.
like
He's
the
been
end.
working a lot, like you said last time. But yeah, so great match. Honestly, this is a filler, but it's part of their show.
And it has a storyline. At least it has some kind of
Yeah, the
storyline.
flock is beefing. You have NWO beefing, so it blends in with it.
Saturn wins.
Yeah, gets the nice suplex off the ramp. Boom.
Then
So
we
back
get
to more Hogan flashes.
yeah.
Super annoyed by now with Hogan, but the main event is rocking and explosive, bro. It's Nitro at its best. Come on.
Yeah, it's really
Bobby
a
Heenan
great
comes in
main event once we get there.
for
All
sure, for
these
sure.
recap
Insane.
videos are pretty much not necessary, like we said, but
So we have Bobby Heenan stepping in for the third hour because it's the third hour, which is, don't forget, 3 hours, guys, is quite long. This was random. This was refreshing. When I saw them come out, I was like, whoa, Scott Steiner and Buff Bagwell versus Public Enemy.
Yeah,
Rock will rock.
We had seen a lot of in like I guess 96, 97.
97 a lot.
But it feels like since we've been reviewing these 98 shows, not much. We've seen them in random, one of them or both in random
One-on-one
singles matches.
Yeah.
But
Like
maybe
2
they're
Nitros ago.
reintroducing Public Enemy here. Yeah,
They
they
needed
take
work.
on Scott Steiner and Buff, which was a good match. It felt like it almost could have been a pay-per-view quality match.
Yeah.
I like Steiner and Buff as a team. They're funny. They're both cocky. They're both kind of trying to outdo each other, but they're friends at the same time.
Yeah, they're like the two
Two cocky
deranged
dudes.
Yeah, they're the two deranged members of that crew, and they're friends, but they're vying as who's crazier. Obviously, Papa Pump is a psycho.
Yeah, they were like the guys we hadn't seen like their full potential yet in the NW.
Yeah. Or like the possible leaders one day.
Yeah, exactly.
Thing,
like the next
the new gen.
Up.
Yes, there you go, bro. So quite entertaining. Fairly long. It was good. They gave him a good spot on the show, about 7 minutes long.
They defeat Public Enemy, which I mean shouldn't be that surprising. Yeah, they had this like association, and it was like Scott Steiner was like more like the boss out of the team, you could say.
Yeah, he was because, bro, I mean,
it's Scott Steiner.
Pump,
let's give him his respect here at some point. For
sure, bro. He's gonna belt
but
you
yeah,
down.
Buff like made his character more here, because before this he was like, we only remember him as like American Males and like stuff like that.
True.
Like
now he's douchebag
he looks
Buff
like such a pussy. Now at least he has more of a character than just looking like such a pussy.
Now he's like the class clown.
There you go. Exactly.
He's backed up by the strongest kid in school.
Yeah. So he's really cocky now. He'll really say whatever he wants because he has Scott Steiner backing him up.
Yeah, he was snarky as hell for sure. Jump to Nitro Girls. Hey man, this match actually was my favorite one. This one is highlight reel at its best.
Yeah, I wrote that down too. This was
highlight
the best.
reel at its best. Booker T versus Psychosis. It started
TV title
out
on the line.
TV title was prestigious, man, at that time, with amazing quality wrestlers and none other than Booker T and Psychosis. Man, just from start to finish. Start to finish.
Booker wins with the missile drop kick. So that's cool. At this point, he's switching it up. You never know how he's going to win his match. One of the coolest moves is Booker does like the Harlem side kick, and Psychosis sells it like he does like a flip and like a back flip and twist. You know, it
Yeah,
just
yeah,
makes
yeah,
it
yeah.
look like it totally destroys him.
Bro, my God, yes, Booker T was really acrobatic, man. He was just like martial arts straight up, bro. Better than Ernest Miller, who looked like super cringe in the ring, you know, like Booker was
And Booker
natural.
T, even when he goes to WWF later on, I mean, I guess he had already had a long career by the time he gets to WWF,
Yeah,
but he was way less agile. You know,
because he got bigger,
he
bro. He
was
got
more
way
heavyweight
bigger.
style in
Yeah,
general.
bro, he was like a middleweight, light heavyweight in WCW.
Kind of,
Like he
yeah.
was lighter, he was still like he was long and he was quick. By then, bro, by WWE, he was built. He was really
Yeah, he
more of
was
a
more
heavyweight,
jacked.
heavyweight. So
He was more
definitely
yeah. No, that's it. Exactly. So I guess we'll stop part 1 here and we'll continue our review. We still got the semi-main event and main event to talk about. So we'll continue that in part 2 of our review of the 420 edition of Nitro from '98. We'll be back, ladies and gentlemen.
420.